So, good day to everyone. We are Breakout Room number 2 and we will be continuing the lesson on Module 6, which is all about writing the review of related literature or writing the RRL. Now let us proceed to the first citation style, and that is the APA citation style. What is APA citation style? Next slide please. So, ang APA po, ibig sabihin po nun is American Psychological Association Citation Style. So, yung APA citation style po is generally applied within the social sciences field. So, yung mga topics po dito ay psychology, sociology, and economics. So, dito po sa APA citation style, it follows the author date method of citation. Dito, ibig sabihin po nun, it follows the last name of the author and then the date of publication. So, next po is the complete bibliographic information should appear on the reference list page. So, hindi nga po kagaya yung MLA citation style wherein yung instead of reference list is works cited page. Lastly, isa po sa mga guidelines is the page number is applied solely if you are directly citing the material or making reference to an entire book, article, or other work. So, next slide please. Let us now proceed to the basic guidelines when using APA citation style, adapted from Purdue University Online Writing Lab. So, next slide please. The first one po is work by a single author. So, here is an example 1.1 and 1.2. So, the first example po, ang transition text po natin dyan is according to, then yung citation which is Taylor 2000. So, dito po, this is an example of narrative in text citation since yung surname po ng author is included sa text. So, following APA citation, the author, and then the date of publication. In example 1.2 naman po, it is called a parenthetical in-text citation. Yung name of the author and the year of publication ay naka-enclose po silang both sa parentheses. Next slide please. Next is citation of the work by two authors. So, here po ay si Generoso and Garcia, 2013. So, sa example 2.1, once again po, it is an example of narrative in text citation since si Generoso and Garcia are part of the text. So, dito naman po, since dalawa na po yung authors is, pag narrative in text citations is gagamitin po natin yung word na and dun po sa text, while pag parenthetical in text citation naman po is gagamitin po natin yung ampersand. Next slide please. Work by 3 to 5 authors. So dito naman po is technically it's the same as the second one, pero in the cases po we could use et al when we just want to put one of the authors there po sa citation. Like in example 3.3, a similar study was done regarding the info, then parenthetical in text citation, David et al 2020. Next slide please. Next is work by 6 or more authors. Here naman po, gagamitin lang po natin yung author's last name followed by et al in the signal phrase and parentheses. So, example 4.1, Jimenez et al. 2017 argued the differences between the blah 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 information. So, Jimenez et al. So, yung last name po ng first author, Jimenez, then et al. Same thing rin po pag sa parenthetical in text citation, surname of the first author, then et al. Symbolizing yung mga next na authors, the other authors. So, next slide. Next naman po, pag nagsasite po tayo ng info or idea from an unknown author. So, pag di po natin alam yung author, if the work does not have an author, cite the source by its title in the signal phrase or use the first word or two in the parentheses. Titles of books and reports are italicized or underlined, and titles of articles, chapters, and web pages are in quotation marks. So, example 5.1, pag di po natin kilala yung author, we can use parenthetical in-text citation, and then, instead po ng last name ng author, we could just use anonymous po. And then in example 5.2 and 5.3, we use the title of the book. Di po totoong libro yan. So, Online Breakdown 2019 explained how students are known to have a harder time accomplishing tasks due to info. Next slide. Organization as the author. So this is the last basic guideline po. If the author is an organization or a government agency, mention the organization in the signal phrase or in the parenthetical citation the first time you cite the source. So in example 6.1 po, it's just basically the same narrative in text citation, but instead of an author, we use the organization as the author. So World Health Organization. In example 6.2 is parenthetical in text citation. And then in example 6.3, imagine po na i-cite po natin yung same idea from the same organization po. So instead of writing World Health Organization, pwede na lang po natin lagay acronym which is WHO or WHO. So that is all. Next.
Okay, so let's move on to Modern Language Association citation style. It's really long, but it's also called MLA citation style. Next, please. This one is commonly used to cite sources in language arts, cultural studies, and other humanities disciplines. It's basically like APA, but it uses the author page method. So, wala nang year of publication, only the author's last name and then the page numbers where you can see the info. That's one difference. Another one is that instead of reference page, the complete bibliographic info is now in what we call works cited page naman. Here are some examples. Next, please. If there's only one author like this, Ocampo suggests that parenting styles are beginning to change. So first is the author's last name, then yung transition word suggests that after this you can add the info, and lastly page 16 to 18 in parentheses. If the author is in parentheses naman, add the info, parenting styles are beginning to change, then put the author, comma, page, number at the end of the parentheses. Next, please. If it's two authors, as you can see, their names are connected with and, Ocampo and Lagasca, transition word, info, and then page number 9. Or it can also be written like this. Most high school students, blah, blah, Ocampo and Lagasca, comma, page 9. Next. If 3 or more authors naman, use the first author's last name, then et al. It's just like APA. Next, please. If there's no author, you can use the organization's name, like Global Footprint Network, then same procedure lang. That's all MLA.
So now, let's proceed po tayo sa Cengage, no? So, ang Cengage topic natin is how to review the literature. Mahanap nito sa Cengage chapter 7. Next slide, please. Ano nga ba laman ng page na to? So, this page tackles all about paano mo siya i-review. Meron tayong, nagbigay siya ng guidelines. So, magbe-base ka sa abstract, sa bibliographies, and sa reference. Next. Oh. So, sa abstract, ang abstract kasi, sinasummarize niya lang yung research, laman ng research, okay? So, mahanap to sa taas. So, dito mo rin ma-determine kung relevant ba siya sa research nyo or hindi. Pag relevant siya, edi tuloy lang kayo sa pagbasa, at pag hindi, ay maghanap na kayo ng iba. So, ganito rin yung format niya, or next slide please. Or ganito. So, the next one naman is bibliography. So, kung sa tingin nyo, may nahanap kayong perfect at sakto at swak sa research na yung literature na yun, is that bumaba lang kayo at mahanap nyo yung bibliography or yung reference. Dito rin, pwede kayo magbase dito. Pwede rin kayo maghakot ng reference nyo here. Pero kahit na nakalista yan, is that you still have to be thorough, no? Kailangan nyo pa rin alamin yung abstract. Kailangan nyo pa rin malaman kung relevant ba to sa research nyo o hindi. Pati consider also the publication. So, next. Ayun nga, ano. So, ito yung references. Next, please. And so, since onti lang information na binigay sa Cengage, I will add some additional. Galing to sa Scriber. So, ito yung how to search for relevant literature. Meron tayong tips. So, the first step, next slide, please, is to list out keywords. Ang mga keywords kasi, minsan, for example, gusto mo mahanap yung effects ng social media sa behavior ng students, no? So, next slide. So, mga keywords dyan, for example, social networks, Facebook, attitudes, behaviors, high school students, Instagram, yun yung mga keywords. And next slide tayo. At tip 2, yung search database. So, popular naman, Google Scholar, meron din tayong Research Rabbit and Z-Library. Yung Z-Library, dito ka makakahanap ng unlimited PDF kung hindi mo ma-access siya sa Google Scholar. So, tip number 3. Next po is to list out synonyms and use Boolean operators. Sa synonyms kasi, for example, gusto mo mahanap yung mga epekto nga sa students, ano? So, like younger generations, high school students, teenagers, all belongs to same age group. Sa Boolean operators naman, next tayo, meron tayong and. So, yung pag ginamit mo yung and, lalabas sila yung terms na sinearch mo, lalabas sila. So, next. Yung or naman, either of the synonyms yung lalabas. Next. Yung sa minus key naman, for example, apple. Kasi sinabi mong apple, may dalawang meanings doon. Yung fruit at yung technology. Pag ginamit mo yung minus tech, ibig sabihin, yung apple na fruit lang ilalabas. Next. Yung double quotation marks is very specific siya. Tapos katulad lang rin siya ng and, lalabas silang dalawa. Next, please. Tapos sa tip number 4 is to identify important publications. Paano mo nga ba malalaman kung importante ba yung literature na yon? Malalaman mo siya pag paulit-ulit siyang lumalabas sa mga reference. So, next slide tayo. So, for example, ito, no? Cited by 1,379. Ibig sabihin, pag the more cited siya, ibig sabihin, influensya siya at kailangan mo siyang isama. Kaso nga lang, once again, you have to be thorough. Kailangan mo pa rin basahin yung reference na yan kung relevant pa siya sa research mo o hindi. At consider the publication. And next slide. And that's it for our presentation. Thank you po.